Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of the Strain television series on FX. This one will be Season 1, Episode 7, for Services Rendered. Okay, and as always, my reviews do contain spoilers. For anyone who hasn't seen this episode yet, you may want to watch the episode before you watch my review. So that said, I am continuously just impressed and just blown away by the Strain television series. The thing is amazing, man. Already confirmed for a second season, so good news there. We still have up to episode 13, so this is 7, so we'll have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll have 7 episodes left, or halfway point of the series at this point of the first season, and I've really enjoyed it so far. It's actually gotten better progressively as it's gone through. The beginning was really good, and it's been good all the way through, but I feel like it's taken a little while for us to get sort of a connection with the characters. And I feel like at this point in the series, they're really starting to build strong characters in the show. In this one, we got to see some more of the relationship between Abraham and Thomas, who is, your one of your, I guess, not the absolute leader, but high-ranking type of character, of course, from the vampire side. And, of course, Abraham kind of leading his own group to try to do what they can to stop them, even though it seems like their attempts are almost pointless. So we found out what their new plan was in this episode, that they're going to go ahead and try to get the Master. If they can kill the Master, then all the other spawns will essentially be released or be set free, so to speak. Which is probably their only chance at this point. It sounds like it has spread so much, and you have so many that there's no way they'd be able to contain it. It's spreading faster than they could contain it. So that's their shot. That's basically their plan and their only option at this time, even though it does, from what we've seen so far, it doesn't look like it's a great, it doesn't look like the odds are great in their favor. But nevertheless, really interesting direction, and I really like it. This one felt a lot different than some of the previous episodes because we have more of that. We had the flashbacks to increase that kind of character relationship between Thomas and Abraham. Then in addition to that, we also got the introduction of a new group of characters that kind of came out of nowhere, which was really scary, which was at, I believe it was Jen's house. I believe that was her name. Her and her husband, June's house. And their nanny, so to speak, had taken the kids to get away from her because she had been turned. And then essentially, as they went back to they went to give them back, so to speak, they realized that everybody in the house was dead. And then at a point, they actually got cornered, so to speak, and were able to lock themselves in. And we actually see a vampire in this one take a baseball bat and smash the glass, which I thought was pretty cool to be able to get at them. And then at the end, really creepy as hell is the character at the very end. I don't know his name yet because I have not read the books of the Strain. But he's basically, if you guys missed the episode, those of you who saw it know exactly what I mean. He's a vampire. He's a Strain who looks like he's been around for a long time. He doesn't look like he's recently turned or anything like that. He's been around. We get the sense he's kind of like Abraham in the way that he knows what's going on. He has an idea of what's happening, and as you can see from his teeth and everything and his appearance, he's not new at this. He's like more of like an OG type character, lots of experience, that kind of thing, and very cruel as well. Very brutal, very cruel when he has to shoot down the nanny's daughter because she gets scratched by one of them. Even though I don't think that would by itself do it, as far as I know. I don't know. Maybe he's just super cautious, or maybe it does. Maybe any kind of scratch or anything could cause contamination or it to spread. So nevertheless, I found that ending to be very scary. Everything with them in this episode was scary, especially the wife that had turned for a while. The way she was moving was very horror movie-esque, kind of crawling around on all fours, that kind of thing, staying out of the light. Very scary stuff. and even with the introduction and everything that we got to see with them, and it was very, I guess, zombie apocalypse ish in terms of its feel. It felt a lot like one, as you saw a couple of them coming towards the father and that, and then he locks himself in and sees the wife there. So really, really cool stuff. In addition to that, not only did we have that, we had of course the meeting with Thomas and Abraham and kind of that face-to-face, which felt great. I mean, I think that Thomas is a fantastic villain. I really do. He kind of gives me this feel, the actor, a little bit like Inglourious Bastards, the guy who plays the lead German Nazi in that. Now, not Hitler. I don't mean leader in terms of Führer, in terms of like Hitler, but he played kind of like a high-ranking general type thing in the the Nazi Reich and everything, and he was kind of the villain in that movie. Thomas in this sort of reminds me a bit of him, even in the way he looks and everything like that. It's a different actor, but he does remind me a lot of him, and in a good way too. You can't get much more evil than an undead Nazi. If it's a Nazi zombie or it's a Nazi vampire, whatever the case may be, Nazis plus any kind of supernatural thing equals pure evil. And I really like the way he plays the character, the actor who plays Thomas. Fantastic villain. So the episode all the way through was very, very good. The series continues to just put out amazing quality stuff. And I'm going to have to give this one a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was an amazing episode, and I can't recommend people to check out The Strain enough. If you like horror shows, if you like this kind of genre, The Strain is it's amazing. It's really, really amazing. I wish that FX, because I think FX has a pay model similar to HBO. If they didn't have that, I think the network might be able to do better. But anyway, because they've got some really, really good shows that don't get a lot of exposure, like Fargo, like The Strain, like others too. I think Anger Management is on FX. Lots of different shows. Now, they've got the pay per, so however much people pay, maybe it works out to be better for them. But I do think that, the classic way of having regular commercials on a network, for shows like this, it's such high quality. If people just see it, if they just check it out, I guarantee they'll be hooked and they'll want to watch it. If this is a genre for you. If you're squeamish, maybe not, because it's so scary and so gross sometimes. But if you like this kind of stuff, it really doesn't get much better than this. It's pretty amazing. So there's the score. The only knock I have against the show, or the only thing I don't like too much about it, the characters have really gotten to a great level, but the intro to me, I don't know if it really fits the theme of the series. I think they should use something more of like a heavy metal type theme or something like that. I think that would really, I'm thinking something along the lines of a really dark show like anime called Death Note. If any of you guys have ever seen that, it's anime though, but the intro for it is very heavy metal, and I think The Strain, something like that, suits The Strain better than what they have right now. So that's the only knock against it I have. Aside from that, the show is absolutely incredible. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Write in the comments below. If you guys like this review, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, please favorite it. And that's it for this video, guys. See you next week for the next one. It's Trev, as always, saying peace.